What are some tips for virgins when the time comes? Don't finger her like a jackhammer. Do a sweet flip as you are thrown into the volcano and you'll be a legend. Wear a condom. If you just met her and she's on the pill, wear a condom. STIs are real. Your first time will probably be a disappointment, and that's okay. You'll get better and so will they. A lot of these are things like listen to your partner, ask what they like, which is great advice. But here's one that you don't have to interpret and is the same for everyone. Buy and use lube. It doesn't make you any less of a woman for not staying wet enough for sex to be amazing, and it doesn't make you any less of a man for not being able to get her wet enough. It will make your sex better. Things I wish I knew when I started. Performance anxiety. If you don't have a boner when you think you should, that is probably why. Don't try to force things to work when your body isn't cooperating. Just take it slow, relax and try again a few minutes later, or even an hour later, or however long it takes to start to relax and get in the mood. Just give it time. You will know when you are ready to go. Whatever you do, just don't rush into things or you'll end up pushing rope, and that is not fun for either party in the slightest. Forget everything you know about porn. Sex isn't porn. It actually really surprised me to find out just how different real sex is. It can be difficult at first if you watch a lot of porn to get used to physical stimulation instead of visual stimulation. Generally when I'm having sex I only really ever see my partner's back or her upper body. It's all about the feel, not just what your eyes can see. It is about the experience as a whole. Kind of an abstract point, but realizing this helped me a lot personally. The vagina is actually pretty close to the butthole, like way closer than you would think. If you're having trouble getting it in, try aiming a bit lower, but not too low of course. It is easy when you have no experience to get really exhausted. You will figure out the pace eventually, but again just try to take things slow or you'll get winded and need to take a breather, and you'll probably bust in like 60 seconds. Again, it is all about getting used to the pace. Don't worry about it and just be happy you lost your virginity. The best sex doesn't happen until you get more experience. I am girl. Where and when is my boner supposed to finally appear? It's my understanding that girls get them in their inboxes. Relax. It's supposed to be fun, not stressful. Have fun. Don't say thank you after you nut. I did that and I still cringe about it. Advice from my dad to adolescent me: if you think there's even a remote possibility you might receive a blowjob, make sure to wash your dick out real good. You do not want to that up. Tip for the ladies: pee after sex. I can't stress this enough. Doesn't have to be immediately after, but within the next 30 minutes 1h go force a pee out if you have to. It'll clean out all the nasty bacteria and save you from many painful and uncomfortable UTIs. Not to mention the panic of wondering if the UTI is actually an STD. Won't last that long. Don't fret. It's gonna be awkward. Porn is not good reference material. If you aren't sure what it is, what it does, or what you need to do with it, ask. When in doubt, foreplay. This is a good tip for guys, as sometime you might need a breather. Don't try what you've seen in porn. Especially not this. NSFW. You probably will have performance anxiety. Shit, it still happens to me when I'm with someone new. It will probably be underwhelming, and then you'll think, wait, this was the sex stuff people wrote songs about, but then you might get to practice more, and that can be fun. Don't take it so damn seriously. Laugh with each other, take your time, and above all, communicate. It's lower than you think it is, but it's not that low. You're doing a come here motion, not stuffing a turkey. When they make a move on you, remember to shout "No way Jose" and walk away in order to preserve your virginity. Vaginas are finite places. Blood is not a good lubricant. It shouldn't hurt, and if it does, stop. Lube will always be your friend. For guys, wear a condom. It's safer. It'll help you last longer. And if you start out not wearing one, then you're really not going to ever want to wear one. That second part is a damn killer. Don't say "I love you" the second you're in. Also, to the people taking my comment a little too seriously, put yourself in the shoes of whoever is asking this question. Probably just confused, a little unsure, a bit naive. He's definitely not getting married and asking for tips for the first night of being wedded. Let's be real here. Either way, most of these replies are awesome. Made my day laughing face. Correct. Better to pee in her a little before you say that. You don't always have to her hard. In fact, sometimes that's not right to do. Sometimes you got to make some love, and give her some smooches too. You got to lick it before you stick it. Suck it before you it. Practice safe sex. Only do it if you're both comfortable and happy. Don't force anyone, or try to convince them either if they don't want to. Don't pressure them. Take your time and enjoy it. Be open and honest. Communicate and feel free to laugh. It's meant to be fun. Don't stress over it. No one does it perfectly the first time, or several times after that. In fact, if you're not married, prepare for eternal damnation. The hole is lower down than you think. Only an inch away from Brown Town, so use care to avoid a high-speed lane change. Guys, don't try to force staying hard or keeping maximum hardness. You'll end up flexing it away. Also, don't flex your thighs or again it'll go away. As a side note, if you have a boner in a public situation and you're uncomfortable, do flex your thighs. If it's your first time, don't worry. There are some simple things you can build and have with you to make things go easier. You'll need to construct some sort of a frame out of stout lumber. 2x6s should do. Also, try to source a stationary engine with a large flywheel, ideally a hit and miss type from the early 1900s, or a hot bulb engine that powered an oil pump in the early years. You'll also need some rope, a strong pipe, and maybe a back brace. Now, when the time comes for some consensual lovin', set up the A-frame in line with the engine, then connect the flywheel of the engine to your backside using the pipe and rope. The important bit is to suspend yourself just off the floor using the A-frame, then line yourself and your lover's important parts up and start the engine, and you'll be in lovemaking heaven. Baby wipes if you can't shower, but if possible shower first. Gotta get rid of that residual poop. What are some tips for virgins when the time comes? Use more than the tip. When you are about to shoot your goo, you have to say my ultimate is ready. If you're not financially stable and are not married, do everything in your power to not get pregnant. Forget everything porn taught you. Don't overthink it. Don't stick your dick in crazy. Wear a condom. The male and female genitals are analogues of each other. This means, advice for guys. Gently suck the clitoris. Grind it within the clitoral hood, and use her entire body. Massage the back of her knee or inner thigh. Wrap your arm around her waist and rock her as you eat. Grab her ass. Tell her she tastes good at least twice. Penetration focus is for porn and dumbasses. The reality is that very few women can orgasm from penetration alone, and will require additional stimulation via direct clitoral manipulation. But, while you are doing it, grind towards the clitoris with each pump. Bite her neck. Take your time kissing her, and don't expect to orgasm at the same time. Once again, suck the damn clitoris. Just reading this made me wet. Work up to it. Make out. Get comfortable. Establish each other's boundaries. Asking if they want to do something is always okay. You can be kinky and rough once you know these things. Sex isn't about you getting off. It is both of you enjoying yourselves. Repay whatever favors you get if they want the same. Try not to show anything you're grossed out about the first go-round. Not everyone is ready for a mouthful of cum from either gender. Be considerate of this. Sex doesn't have to be super special or romantic. Sometimes you are both really horny and want to scratch that itch. Almost forgot some etiquette. A vagina has more zones than a football field. Clits can get overstimulated. Labia are fairly hardy. Yes, that is a urethra above the opening. 1 to 2 inches in is the G-spot. Some women have larger ones that are easier to find. You will know when you find it. Be gentle. Even a tongue can get rough. Be mindful of pressure. It isn't a super breakable thing either. Some women like rough. Beat the inside of me with your dick. Sex too. Everyone's different. Take your time. Don't be an asshole. Lube, use lubricant. Some women don't always produce a lot naturally, or maybe they are nervous to. For your sake and the sake, use lube. Also, some people are okay with spit. I wouldn't go that route if they haven't let you down there with your mouth though. Sex without proper lubrication is like a slip-and slide without water. Use protection. Don't be an idiot because you are so ready to plow in there you forget the responsibility of creating life. Don't read too much advice. It'll give you anxiety when the time arrives. Most men like dogs. No grace, no skill, a few dozen thrusts and you're done. You need to be patient. Give her time. Your cock shouldn't go near her till she's slick as a baby seal, and then you go inside. But slowly. Don't jam it in like you're spearing a pig. Power up before the battle, not during the battle. When you're about to come, scream. KAKAROT. Show her why you are the prince of all Saiyans. Bit late to the party, but one thing to remember after using protection and that lube is everyone's friend is that sex can be desperately unsexy. Real sex is nothing like anything you'll ever see in either a porno or a more mainstream movie. There are noises that are going to make you want to laugh. And then there's the fluids, not just the genital kind, but also sweat. Some positions are going to be uncomfortable as for one or both of you. You might not get off. They might not get off. Just have fun. Something journeys and destinations. Think of inanimate objects to last longer. What if I have objectophilia? Get consent. Use protection condom, gloves, dental dam, etc. Use lube. If there's blood or pain, stay calm and stop. Also, the first dozen times you have sex at the very least are going to be emotionally overwhelming. There's gonna be a lot of chemical activity in your brain making you feel all sorts of emotions. If you or your partner cries after sex or has weird feelings, that's normal. Just be there for each other if that's what you guys want. It was common for me to cry after sexual activities when I was first starting out. Sometimes there was a reason, sometimes there wasn't. Finally, keep your expectations low. Go to the Challenger deep. Dig a couple 100 feet down, and place your expectations there. It's not gonna be a super wild out-of-body experience where you ascend and reach nirvana. It's gonna be awkward and weird. You might not even come. Your partner might not even come. Don't worry about that. Just focus on having fun. Here's my last piece of advice to you. If you can't laugh with your partner during sex, you're having sex with the wrong person. Good luck.